6 o'clock, so I started.
It wasn't you?
It was me, yes, 6 o'clock.
I don't have the recording paused on top of mine.
We're paused. The meeting hasn't started yet.
Yeah.
Are we can start?
No, this Catherine is almost
The
here.
door.
Look who's here. Hello, good to see you. Good to see you. In weird town. Easy.
Hey.
Yeah, I think you too.
You bored? You have nothing to do tonight?
Yeah, basically.
My house is very boring, you can well imagine.
She's the entertainment.
Oh, there are enough animals there.
Yeah.
Entertainment.
Hi, I'm Asher Hockett.
Hi,
I used to live here.
I recognize the name.
Asher? Will you
Oh.
sign in?
Yeah.
Thank you.
We know about Tyler?
Huh?
Anybody
No,
know word from Tyler? I don't know why he's not here.
I don't have his text.
I have his text.
Yeah, you want to text him?
Thank you.
Good. Oh. But you're good at this. Ready?
Huh?
Ready?
Huh?
All right, let's call the meeting to order then. A little after 6. Additions or deletions?
I think we probably have to talk about Nelson Road.
Yeah? Good. Anything else? Put that at the end of business. Over to the floor. Is there anyone who'd like to address the board? On any
We're all
matter?
looking at you. We should,
Well,
both of you.
you could make the students say something. I mean.
Yeah, right, yeah,
No,
no.
okay, never mind.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Might be more interesting than what we're doing.
It's a pretty
I
dull,
think
it's a
so.
pretty light agenda. But Ted always manages to find something to comment
Yeah.
on, so we are poised to hear your thoughts, Ted.
No thoughts, just the result of a quick read of the minutes. Julie Clardy's name is misspelled.
How come I didn't catch that?
I'm
I
on
think
it.
it's- I
Thank
think
you.
it says Jules or something like that. And no,
I'll
no
fix
big
that.
deal.
Anything else, Ted?
No, you've got a pretty short agenda, so there's nothing to comment on.
That's right. Okay, I don't believe there are any correspondence of note.
No.
Anybody have any announcements they want to make?
I sent a I have an announcement.
Yes,
I did send a message to the town board about our data storage being full. I don't know if you want to wait to talk about that.
we could talk about it now. We could add to the agenda, which we had, I just spoke a moment earlier, but we could still go back and add it.
I'm sorry.
Why not? Okay, Dan is not here. We did get.
Dan is here.
Is
Oh,
he?
wait, he was here.
Yeah.
There he is.
Hello,
Hi, Dan.
hello, good evening. And hello, Asher Hockett, guest, special guest. Yeah, I have two items I wanted to talk about. Both are related to internet. And yes, one of them I did send the town board a email last week, but I thought it'd be worthwhile to say it at this meeting. But then there's a new item as well. So the first thing is that some parts of Danby are about to be served by another broadband provider. It's the Southern Tier Network, which is a not-for-profit organization, has built out a bunch of fiber in Danby. They may be not quite complete yet. They are what's called the middle mile, so they're not going to supply your broadband, but they have contracted, as far as I understand, with 3 different internet service providers. And those areas in Danby that are eligible should have received postcards a while back. I got a follow-up email, and what you're supposed to do is go to their website and plug in your address, and they will let you know whether you might get service or not and what the next steps would be. The map they sent me, the lines show that it's like parts of parts of Hornbrook Road, Steam Mill Road, Marsh Road, Durfee Hill Road, and then over on Coddington Road a bit, and a little more than that. So if anybody wants more information from that, check out the Southern Tier Network website, or you can contact me and I'll try to help you narrow it down. So that's the first one. The second thing is that right as I was rethinking about all this internet and the big grant that the county had sent in well over a year ago to New York State to try to get every unserved house in Tompkins County access to broadband, I was just getting impatient with not hearing anything from the state. So I reached out to them, and my timing was funny because this basically the same day that I reached out to them, they announced a big new initiative. I have a meeting scheduled with the New York State broadband office tomorrow, so I don't have a lot of the details for you yet. But my understanding is that they have, they're trying to put together a final plan that will cover the whole state and will reach every unserved home in Tompkins County. By their count, there's about 560 of them left.
Oh, that can't be right. Yeah,
You think it's more than that or less than that?
way more probably. Are you thinking, is it just Danby? You said the whole state?
No,
No,
Tompkins County.
county.
Oh,
Just
okay.
Danby. No, that's just sorry, that's just Tompkins County. Right. Tompkins County. And so that all sounded good, except the one thing is that the grant we had written was for fiber.
Yeah.
And what they're going to do instead is, what they're proposing instead is licensed fixed wireless, which, I mean, I have a lot of questions for them tomorrow, but that's kind of what we have right now. I hope this is a later version of it that works better than that. So I just want to let you know that there's stuff in the works, and I will have a lot more details tomorrow. That's my report.
Ted, your hand is still up. Is that from before, or did you have a question for Dan?
It's a question for Dan. Just off the top of my head, the roads that you listed as potentially served, I did a quick check, I'm not served. Aren't those all roads which already have service from Time Warner Cable, for example? Or at least nearby?
I don't know what to say. Durfee Hill Road does not, I can speak, I can say that definitively.
Durfee does through your own efforts.
Part of the road does.
Yeah.
So all I can say is that Southern Tier Network did their own grant to New York State after hours, and they got awarded well before hours, and they've already built it out. I mean, that's how long our grant's been sitting on the shelf in Albany. But it's Southern Tier Network, wrote the grant, so I assume that they documented that these areas were not covered. I assume so.
It does include, look at the map, and it does include the dead spot in Danby, which is, Gilbert and the east end of East Miller Road and part of Coddington Road, where people there just didn't have any coverage by anybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and FYI, Dan, licensed fixed wireless might be something different than what we had at one time through Clarity. That's my current connection. I don't know about the word licensed, but I have a fixed wireless through Verizon. It has its own issues, but it's it's a whole nother animal than Clarity. Much better.
Good, I'm glad to hear that.
Is that cell based, Ted?
Excuse me, Joel?
Is that cell based?
Yeah,
Based
the
on
fixed
cellular?
wireless is cell phone. Well, sorry. Wireless in this case means the cell network. Fixed means that I'm not expected to be moving. Obviously, the base antennas aren't going anywhere.
Well, no, right.
But as a matter of practice, I could take my my router and put it somewhere else as long as it was on the same cell tower.
Anything more, Dan?
That's it.
Good, thanks.
Welcome, thank you.
I don't see, well, Keith's not here though, but Laura is. Anything from Highway, Laura?
No, I don't. Hold on one. Yeah. No, not really. What they did is they've gone through and they did that chip sealing of the roads that you had approved and the ones that they worked on in June. So they're doing that. They're just going through and doing whatever they have to do now for the end of the year to get things going. I'm not sure if he's planning on doing another project at the moment. I mean, as far as any type of big paving or anything. I don't think so, but he might have something up his sleeve and we'll let you know in the next meeting.
Okay, good. And you
And of
have,
course, working on our budget.
right, account analysis for the general fund and highway fund.
Oh.
Wait. And there's no transfers this time.
No, that's nice.
So
No,
we,
I'll move the general fund.
oh, wait, we haven't done minutes yet.
Hmm?
We haven't done the minutes yet.
Oh,
Probably ought to
I didn't
move
hear you say
supervisors
minutes.
report to before
then
the
let's move the
warrant.
minutes.
Yes,
For future purposes.
yes, it can be part of that.
Yeah. Take a note of that. And to change the template. Yes, but for today, the minutes are first. I move the minutes.
I have two corrections
Oh,
first.
do you? Okay, okay. Well, we could correct them after we move them.
I don't care.
We'll go ahead and make the correction.
On page 4, where Sealant pointed out stuff, it says Woodworth included registered voters from 4 years ago, plus addresses from a county property data per David West.
That's what it says or what it should say.
That's what it should say.
So what's changed?
It's left off the one section
It's left off the whole section about the data from the county database,
for the mailing.
the mailing list.
Addresses from the county mailing list via
From-
David West.
County property data per David West.
According to David.
The other
Webb.
one?
Yeah, the other one has to do with the. There's minutes. Has to do with setting up the committee for the newsletter. There was, the minutes show that there was 2 committees.
Yes?
Yes,
No.
my copy that I downloaded had 2 committees, one newsletter committee and one oversight committee. We only approved one committee, the oversight committee, and I didn't volunteer to serve on 2 committees. I only volunteered to serve on one.
Oversight, right?
The oversight committee,
Right.
yeah. So there's only one committee and it has on there, it had 2 committees.
So
I didn't notice that.
I have appointed Blake to be the newsletter coordinator.
Correct.
And appointing a newsletter oversight committee of you, Gagnon, and Katz.
Yeah,
Who?
but
That's all I have.
my copy of the minutes said that there was another committee, newsletter committee that was separate from the oversight committee. Maybe that was an older version.
So
Yes.
the heading says appointing a newsletter oversight committee, and then the resolution is to appoint a newsletter oversight committee. I don't see any other committee. Nope,
220.
it's just one.
Okay, good. My copy had 2 on it that I corrected.
Oh,
So I
okay.
must have had an earlier version.
Okay, very good. It has been corrected and Katz is willing to serve.
Oh, she is, good.
Yes.
That was a question at the time.
You mean the whole committee?
Cindy,
Wait.
well, the committee is three. The
Cindy.
oversight committee is
No, I
Cindy.
know, but the CAC is a big, what's CAC?
No, no, I'm sorry. Cynthia
Cindy.
Katz,
Cindy, thank you.
deputy.
KATZ,
It took
got
me-
it. That's what I
She is
thought.
willing to serve on
Yeah.
the
Katz.
newsletter oversight
Katz.
committee.
Katz.
Thank you.
Katz
That's
is the last
exactly
name.
Cindy, right.
I had the same response.
Yeah, I did find it. It was on page 10, right after the resolution to appoint Blake Savoy. I had a paragraph that said it was determined that would serve on the committee.
Oh,
But
I see that. Oh,
There
that's,
was-
okay, got you. That should be under discussion.
that's what it
That
said.
happened before you guys, okay, yep, I can fix that.
That just shouldn't be there.
Yeah, okay, got
There's
you.
only one committee. It's the oversight committee. I only volunteered for one.
Mhm.
Very good.
I guarantee that.
I don't have another committee.
Page 10
I'm on
It was-
10.
would serve on the committee, and then it says the oversight committee. So there's 2 things.
Right.
Page 10.
10, I've got the purpose of the
There's a
public
sentence,
resolution to appoint interim coordinator for the newsletter.
Right.
and then
at the
there's a
very end of
sentence
that,
And then appointing a
underneath
newsletter.
there that I just deleted.
just before that, there was a sentence that said it was determined that, but that's
Right,
that's-
because,
not separate. There's only one committee, not 2 committees.
Right. very good.
Thank you.
Did we fix
Welcome.
it?
I fixed it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So then I'll move them as amended.
Second.
The additional.
Oh, hold on,
comments?
let me get back to that. Sorry. Okay,
Are you ready?
we're good. Stein is not with us?
Nope.
No.
He didn't respond.
Okay, Connors,
Yep.
Hunter,
Yes.
Woodworth,
Yes.
Gagnon?
Yes,
Thank you.
okay, now. The abstract about this.
Move the general fund abstract 18 vouchers 360 to 383 for $24,222.18.
Second that.
Laura.
Yes,
raising
do
her
can I
hand.
have there's something that I noticed at the last minute. Voucher 378 and voucher 381. On the abstract, it says using account number 1345.4, and it's supposed to be a 1345.41. I'll point that out and we'll make the change on here, but I just wanted that for the minutes that is a different account number. It's not 1345.4, it's 1345.41.
Okay.
Give me that voucher number again, please.
378 and 381.
Thank you.
The comment the same for both of them?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're dealing with it as directory.
Yep.
Any additional comments or
No.
Who seconded that?
I did?
Thank you.
Leslie made the motion.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, ready.
Connors,
Yes.
Hunter,
Yes.
Woodworth,
Yes,
Gagnon.
Yes.
Thank you.
I move the highway fund abstract 18 vouchers 175 through 185 for $112,076.61.
second.
Oh, paving in there.
Hmm?
Oh, paving in there.
Yeah, just a little paving. It's a lot of paving.
At the right time. You really lucked out on the weather.
Yeah.
Okay,
Connors,
Yeah.
Hunter,
Yes.
Woodworth,
Yes,
Gagnon.
yes.
Thank you.
Nothing from water, I gather. Nothing from water.
No.
right.
Correct.
Nope.
Thanks, everybody.
Well, Mariah noticed that when we had the vote for the tax cap override public hearing, nobody seconded it. The motion was made, but nobody seconded it. There's no record of it having been seconded. She listed the
It may
recording.
have been, but it may not have been heard.
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't there? Yeah.
So in the interest of
Huh.
procedural accuracy, I move that we set a public hearing for the tax cap override law for October 6th at
I'll second that.
12:00.
This is the last meeting.
We got that, we got a motion and a second this time. Ready?
Connors,
Yes.
Hunter,
Yes.
Woodworth,
Yes,
Gagnon.
Yes.
Thank you.
So the budget is imminent. Laura's been working diligently on it. We're almost ready to present it. We're pretty constrained, so there's not going to be a whole lot of change year over year. Nevertheless, it usually takes us at least a couple of meetings to deal with it. What we did last year, I thought worked pretty well, which is to schedule ourselves before the regular meeting. What it gives a half an hour, was it? Do you remember?
Guys, I just have to, can I speak?
Sure.
I'm going out for this shoulder surgery on October 2nd. Okay. So I would, I don't know if it's possible, I would love to be there with Joel and you guys when you do a first. I'd love to be there in person to be able to do that. But that would mean we'd have to have a meeting next week sometime.
You want to do it before the surgery, yeah, right.
Before the surgery, I'm going in on a Thursday.
The second,
So we would have to have it like next week or the week after that. At some point, because I've got all next week still to go, right? Yeah.
well,
Pretty sure.
you're scheduled for the, when you scheduled?
October 2nd, which is a Thursday.
Yeah, but it's Thursday, but that's not 2 weeks, that's next week.
It's funny how these things creep up on you,
Yes.
these joys of life creep up on you, and you
Yes.
think you got time, but you don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have to be next week at some point. But on the other hand, I am planning on putting together a nice budget packet the way they have been before. And of course, Joel and I will be getting together on a lot of this stuff, and I would be able to be there on Zoom. So if you still want to do it before the board meeting, we can do it. But if you would want me to be there in person for the first one, we have to do it before, I'm afraid.
Well, what about Monday?
Well, I mean, if we did it next week, I mean,
Monday, the 29th.
yeah, the trouble is, well, that means that the budget would have to be together to transmit to you, to have a chance to look at it before that meeting, which is
Yeah.
pretty.
We can do that.
TBQ
We're almost there, Joel. We're almost there. Got the highway down, got the water district down. working
Yep.
on the general fund right now. We've got the tax cap numbers, we've got the assessment numbers. We've got getting everything we need put together for that tentative budget.
I'm fine with that.
But
Wait, what?
if that's hard for you to do, I'll be on Zoom for that first meeting, you know? It's okay.
I would like to do what you're asking as a favor to us and a favor back to you because of the work that you're putting into this. If we can do that,
Thanks.
So you want to have an extra meeting on,
29th,
We could have pizza or something.
yeah,
we could have pizza.
Chinese. Take a- Where's our carry out Chinese restaurant?
I guess I don't need to be there. The water district committee is having a meeting with well, it's an information meeting for engineering firms
Oh,
for
on
the
Monday?
for the
We better
RFQ.
not do that then, because you do need to, we do want you there, Joel.
What time is that, Joel?
That's at 5.
Well,
But
maybe we could do it.
But that's an
early.
informational meeting for people who are considering bidding, putting in
Oh, right.
a quote.
They're just giving him information about what's needed.
Yeah.
Could we do it
Exactly.
during the day? Could we do it during the day sometime?
Well, no,
It's
there's
kind
a
of like a
thought.
workshop. It's
Well,
kind of like a
that's-
workshop. It's gonna be, you know, we're
People
gonna
would-
get the budget into Mariah. And then she'll have it at that meeting, and then we'll just go through what's there. We could do
Maybe
it
at
early.
3.
Let's
What time?
try
You want?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock on the 29th?
I don't
Early
know if I have
pizza.
any appointments. I don't have my calendar here.
That's not sure.
I think it's all right.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I have no problem with Laura zooming in on the 6th, but
She's asked twice now. If we
But
could,
it's
it
It's
would
up
be
to you
nice.
guys. I'm okay. I'm okay either way. I'll have this, we'll have
Like-
this very organized.
Zooming in on later, we can make sure it's in the newsletter that it will be a meeting. Special meeting, which would be.
This
useful
is a
since it's
preliminary budget meeting for.
it's a budget workshop, which is a
Yeah.
typical town board
But it
meeting.
has to be, it
It's a
has to
special
be
meeting
open.
board.
Well, it could be
Yeah.
on the website and we're talking about it and it's available and.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a kind of extraordinary circumstances.
I'm sorry to have sprung that on you, Joel. We didn't get a chance to talk today and it was on my mind, but
I figured you'd be all recovered by the time we
The
got to the
newsletter.
8th.
I do too. I thought that I'd be, well, at least through that.
That's an
first
easy one to put
ugly
in. That
week.
doesn't take up
Yeah.
much space.
Yeah, it's almost a week after your surgery.
Okay, I'm out of it.
You're
I
good.
think we should go with doing having Laura here when she can be in the daytime and we should be able to do that. That's what I think. And I'll battle the rest of you then.
I don't know what I have scheduled.
Right,
that
and if
day.
about the newsletter, I'd rather not worry about that.
I don't know what I have scheduled that day.
What?
I don't know what I have.
I
scheduled.
got that. But that you'll know, and then have time for us to maybe adjust with Laura if we do a daytime thing. That might work around, like if you had something at 3, maybe we do it right at 10. You know,
Yeah. I
Or
have to double
10:30.
check with mine.
Whatever you all want is okay.
what?
Whatever you all want to do is okay with me, anytime, any way.
Well,
You do
Should we just
breakfast.
call it tentative
right.
and tomorrow, when everybody has their calendars, you'll let me know and I'll put it on the calendar.
Okay,
If we're gonna be tentative and we're gonna be doing today, why not do it in the morning?
yeah, I could do it in the morning, maybe.
Like at 10 or 11?
Let's see let's, couple
Have-
people should
yeah.
check calendars and.
On Monday, I'm here by myself until noon. So that means, but I don't need to maybe be at the budget meeting.
Well, I mean, it still needs to be, the clerk's office still needs to cover for minute purposes. But
Oh, very good. Okay, so I can't do it until noon on Monday. I mean, unless I get somebody to cover me.
I don't think we've not always had
No. I
minutes
don't
of the
recall
workshop.
minutes for
we-
those.
Well, we should, it's a board meeting. I mean, the minutes don't have to show a whole heck of a lot.
Well, one of us can just take notes. I mean,
Yeah, but it's still,
Just record it. Just have it
Yeah.
recorded.
yeah, we can record it and
That'll
you
work.
could, if you're willing to do it from the recording, which is,
I mean, it's mainly Laura giving us the sheets and
This is
telling
true.
us how to read it.
right, right.
That's cool.
It's kind of one of those things at that meeting, you take
can
a
do
look
it.
at where you're at, and then you figure out
Yeah,
your strategy for the rest of it.
Yeah. So Mariah, would, if we did, would noon work? Noon would work, right?
well, she
Yeah.
quit
Absolutely.
at noon. right?
No.
Well, no, I mean, he's
He's
got. Cindy comes
alone
in.
until noon. and
She's
then
alone
he's
until
got
noon,
somebody
and
there.
then there's somebody else
Oh,
who could
that's true. She left.
deal with customers. Yes. So how about, what's wrong with noon?
I don't know.
Sounds good.
Oh, I can let you know.
Right, and the same for Pat.
Yeah.
So we're spending a
So,
lot
so
of
we,
time.
shall we
Yeah,
tentatively
figure out
schedule
what's
for
gonna go
noon?
up.
And
We're spending a lot of time gabbing about who can find out, but that won't change anything about finding it out tonight, so once we
Yeah.
have a calendar issue, write in, and then we can set it.
Sounds good.
This is our only opportunity to set it, so we need to tentatively set it for Monday.
Yeah.
And at a time that we can, that works
That's
for
what I
everybody.
just said.
So I move that we schedule a special meeting to deal with the budget for Monday at a time yet to be determined, with noon preferred.
Okay, second.
Any further discussion?
That was, somebody already did second it.
I did.
Yeah,
No, he said any further discussion.
Yeah. Okay, we're ready, I think.
Connors,
Yeah.
Hunter,
yes,
Woodworth,
Yes,
Gagnon.
Yes,
Thank you.
all right. Oh, that's the first budget meeting. Are we okay with doing them like a half an hour before the meeting on the 20th of
When-
October?
When do I need that budget stuff to hand it in?
Oh, geez.
Well, you're entitled to have it by the end of the month, but we're gonna get a little bit early.
Oh, the end of October. Okay, cool.
Well, no, the end of September. is
No,
when
end
the
of
budget-
September, actually.
Oh,
It's supposed to go to you, the clerk, at the end of September.
and then
But we'll get it a couple of days early because we want to have this budget meeting on the 29th instead of the following week.
very good.
But then that will not be the only meeting at which we talk about the budget, unless we're really expeditious. Is everybody agreeable to the idea of tacking on, half an hour before
Yeah,
the regular meeting to deal with it?
yeah.
So we could do it on the 20th, and then if we need to, we could do it again on the 3rd of November. So I move that we tentatively schedule ourselves to have a budget workshop, basically, but basically start the meeting half an hour early on the 3rd of November and the 20th of October.
Second. That.
That was Pat seconded it?
No, Leslie.
what,
Oh, thank you.
October 20th and November 3rd.
Yeah. Which is our regular
5:30.
meeting nights, yeah. And we can vote on that.
Connors,
Yes.
Hunter,
yes,
Woodworth,
yes,
Gagnon.
Yes,
Thank you.
okay. I'm so glad I brought my calendar.
Me too, to remind me of how quick that dreaded day is coming. I had 2 more weeks, which I don't,
No, I got a week.
I know it.
We had a discussion last time, Catherine brought it up, about having youth programs here, which we approved. There's also a question of providing some storage for them. And so, well, we come back to it if it turns out to be of interest. And it is, because as you suspected, the storage that's available is at the Lower Creek Road in the 4-H facility, which is not exactly conveniently located for events in Danby.
Not only that, he said that there's not that much room, there's all, that storage is for all of the programs.
Mhm.
So we have used this room back here before, and then it got filled up with some old
Christmas
computers
trees and crap.
things like that, back boxes of flags and,
Got rid of some stuff. We just need to get rid of more stuff.
right,
Yeah, well, there's stuff in there we don't really need,
correct.
so we can do a little house cleaning. So, so it's
Forget we
limited.
need to make a list and.
I was gonna say, we have this
make
procedure
it
we're supposed to
approval-
follow to get rid of
approve Getting
stuff.
rid of that stuff,
Yeah,
and then just put it out by the road.
Exactly, with the big words on it, like,
Yeah,
you don't even have to have the file cabinet apart this
Oh,
time.
Jesus.
yeah.
I'm happy to spearhead that, and do
Yeah.
whatever, look in it,
Yeah.
and yeah, and then grab my buddy Leslie here
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
She's
Well,
been
maybe the
working
two of
with
you
us.
can sort
Now
of
shit in there. Yeah.
generate a list of stuff to get rid of.
I mean, I don't
mean,
think there's a lot of stuff in there, and there's not a lot of stuff they need.
There was
Maya,
fans and stuff in there.
Maya, are you volunteering to be part of that? Is that what you- Yeah,
Well, of course, I am volunteering to be part of that, but I would also like to mention that we have a couple air conditioners that we no longer need.
Right.
This is true, we don't, do we?
So
Yes.
rather than put them in, I'm not sure, I don't have the resolution, how we're getting rid of stuff.
We'll just make a list and we can bring it up at the next meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Where are
That's
they?
Probably sitting on
They
the
in
floor,
your-
right? Are they
The air
still in the,
conditioners? There's one in the code office and there's one in the historian's office.
yeah, are they still in the window or they're on the floor or something?
They are in the window. I believe they are going to be taken out of the window in the next this week.
Do they function?
Yeah,
Yeah, they work great.
and we used them
All right.
until we no longer need them, and now that we've got
Right.
heat pumps.
wait, what's going in the West Danby, do they have air conditioning in that little office?
But,
One of them, that,
well, Meryl claims she doesn't need or want it.
well, that may be what they think right now with climate the way it is, and may change their minds. But anyway, that would be an easy place for one, but
I don't know if they want it. They have to store it.
We can ask. We can
yeah, we
ask.
can add.
Yeah, we can ask.
Yeah.
Because that's the procedure. Anybody, if it's needed in-house first,
Yeah,
before we go
yeah.
giving it away. Or-
So just make a list, Mariah, of things you want to get rid of, and we'll add it.
Okay.
List of the crap in the,
Very good.
It's the valuable but unneeded stuff that we've got in the
Very good.
closet. So, this sounds like a support for allowing youth program to store their stuff.
I think we should
Yeah.
delay the vote until next week until we know.
So we
Space
know
you got?
what?
Next meeting, yeah, right,
Wait till we know what.
that there's enough space.
Oh,
Well, there's enough space right now.
There's
There's
enough,
enough space in
okay.
there.
yes,
It was
It's
just
only
a question of how
been
much
space,
space, that's
right.
all.
they don't need, I mean,
Make
they'll
like
use what they
two
can.
file cabinet drawers or something.
Right. I would like us to make this formal. I
Yeah.
thought we made it more formal last time, so when I saw that, I wasn't.
Yeah, so go ahead, make a motion.
Yeah,
Okay, I move that we make arrangements to allow the youth commission to use the space available in that storage room.
second,
Go ahead and amend it, fix it up the way you want it.
Yeah, I think I would take out the make arrangements for and just say the motion is to allow them to store things in that room.
Yes,
it may take a week or so
Right.
to.
I mean,
empty
some of them
it.
now, but then basically, when
Yeah.
it becomes available, they've got to
Yeah.
take advantage. of it.
right now, there's room enough for them to put something in at the
Yeah.
end of a meeting
Yeah.
that they have this week if they need to.
Mhm.
And if we delay it again, then they can't, they have to transport it
Yeah.
somewhere.
So it's a go as of now,
Yeah,
and more space will become available once we free it up.
Go ahead.
do we have to vote?
Yep, we do. Are we ready?
Connors,
Yeah,
Hunter,
Yes,
Woodworth,
Yes,
Gannon,
Yes. Nelson Road.
Okay. I am willing to start this off with a resolution and then we can discuss it.
Okay,
The resolution is to cite Dawson's property on the jump, using the jump law.
Oh, the name is Dawson.
Yeah,
mhm.
592 or whatever it is, 592.
492?
I believe it's 592 Nelson Road.
Okay.
There's a new sheet with that
Oh,
thing taken
thank you.
off.
So the resolution is to,
It's a new sheet.
cite the property, which is to
This
say,
is 492, so
It's
it's
492.
492.
that's right, that's my right.
Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
And I started putting dates on it.
They do?
Yeah.
This is an updated thing?
Yeah.
Mm. You're good. Let's see, where is it?
492?
And that one just added this one that was.
Is it on this list?
Yeah, 492.
There you go. Yep. So, you say cited.
For
For-
violation.
Oh, the junk law.
Of the junk law.
So it's not the property gets cited, it's the property owner, but who is that?
It might be the same as posting a house if we don't know.
Mhm.
That's what, I don't know the details of how to do this. But I'm telling you that I've had many conversations and we have a request for information from the complainant.
True.
And I have been receiving multiple calls, including a long one right before this, that said that if we don't do something, and I know it sounds like a threat, but it's been in the work from 2019 at least, to
Mhm.
do something. And it is reasonable for us to, it's beyond reasonable to do something, and that was one suggestion. And there's more to the ideas of some of these lawsuits that may be coming our way.
Mhm.
And so if we are able to do something to avert a lawsuit, and while we're figuring out more, this is something to do, I think that's my resolution.
It's someone stuck at?
I'll second it.
So we'll figure out a way
All right, well,
for template.
I mean, Steve talked about it and said that he didn't think it was a problem.
What's that?
That
Prosecuting the case or that the
Property.
that the property itself is not a problem. Is that what you're saying? What?
That it's not so bad. That's what he decided. That it wasn't
Well,
as bad
he
as a
didn't
lot of
see-
people, and that it didn't rise to the occasion of doing anything about it.
And he included in that saying that there's no, he hasn't seen any kind of reason to go, that there's any car repair.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think
And-
that, I actually agree with that.
You
I
do?
mean, I think there's personal car repair, but I don't,
Yeah, it didn't
I
look,
don't-
it doesn't look like you're running a business.
it's like his own
How many
trucks and
times,
stuff.
Leslie's close enough to have checked frequently. Steve has gone by sometimes.
Right, once a
So
week, he said.
it isn't, the request was for junk.
Yeah.
And that is
Yeah.
something that we have a junk law, and that's that is what was, that's an appropriate possibility to start this.
Mhm.
I mean, it's a hard one because we have a code officer who decided
That's
that
right.
that it wasn't a problem. I mean, the law talks about, it's sort of ambiguous. Maybe we need to make it clearer, like how many cars, how,
What kind of junk?
but it's
what
now it just says
junk?
stuff visible from other properties or the road.
Mhm.
And that the code person needs to make a determination whether or not the law has been violated after a complaint from a neighbor So if he's decided that there's no violation, we should have that in writing.
And
He needs to put that in writing.
and in the mean,
I think, although
that
it may
he
not
has-
be the worst case in the town, I think you'd have a hard time arguing that there isn't a violation.
That there is one?
that
that there
there's
is
not.
not one.
I mean,
In other words, now
there
you're-
is junk.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just,
You know, there's,
it's not
I don't know
the-
how the person down here gets in her house. She
Yeah.
must use the back door.
Yeah,
Because there's junk all over the porch and often it's out into the road.
Yeah.
Now, who's going after her? The only reason why nobody's going after her is because her neighbors don't, it doesn't bother her neighbors, probably.
yeah,
And-
So it all depends on who your neighbor is
Yes.
yeah.
as to whether or not complaints get filed. But Steve needs, if he's determined that there is no problem, we need to have that in writing. Just like he did with here, that it was a problem.
Mhm.
And why? So we need, there's been a complaint from the neighbor. I think the town, which is Steve, needs to put something in writing about that, why he thinks that there's no violation.
If he does, which he hasn't said.
Well, he sat here and said there wasn't a violation.
No, I don't think, I didn't hear him say that.
I did.
I heard him say he didn't think that there was, he didn't think that there were, you know, there were multiple allegations. One was that that the guy was running a repair business. And Steve said, I don't see anything that supports that
Yeah.
allegation. He didn't say that there's no junk.
He said it wasn't
said
that
the
bad.
same
It wasn't
thing
bad
also.
enough
Physically.
to violate, to cause symptoms.
Well, no, I think he was off suggesting was that he didn't think it was any worse than a lot of other places, and why, you know, why should we go after that one? But he didn't say that there wasn't something that could be prosecuted there if you really wanted to.
Well, then the.
No,
that's-
he's the one who determines it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
He's-
but
it's
yeah,
his
yes, yeah,
job
but
to
you're-
determine.
Yeah, but you're suggesting that he made a determination.
That- yeah,
That I don't think he did.
I think he did. I mean,
I
he
think
was
he-
sitting right here, but we need to ask him for a determination. There was a complaint, and we should do this anytime somebody
That's right.
complains. He needs to make a determination and put it in writing. We need that.
We are at risk of lawsuits.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
town and each of us individually is what it's coming to. So if we were to, and if Steve does not choose to do something, we have had meetings where we said, we're telling you to do something.
Well, exactly.
And that's what can we not tell him to cite it?
I think we'd have to
Let's push
guarantee
it.
first that he did the what it says is he needs to do an evaluation. We need to.
And
make
if
sure
what,
that has been done first.
okay, and if he says there's not a
Then it's
violation,
different, then we can do something else after. We can check the legal thing first.
Well, I mean, isn't there an alternate procedure in the law that says if that a neighbor or somebody else?
They can come to the board and complain,
Yeah, in other words,
which the person already did.
he's been,
yes, but you said that this is in lieu of, in addition to the code officer's role. In other words, if the code officer doesn't pursue it, even though for whatever reason, you know, that the neighbors can come straight to the board and say, I want this pursued, and then we can.
the
Okay.
neighbor has done that.
Yeah, he has done that. So doesn't that bypass the need for his determination?
Well, one,
In
we don't
effect.
have his determination writing.
No.
And
I
we're
do
arguing,
I do
we're
believe,
arguing about
Right.
whether or not he said something. So I, you know,
Mariah's trying to,
in
Yeah,
his
go ahead, Jen.
report last 2 weeks ago, he did write about 192 Nelson Road,
492,
We're
right?
92.
492, pardon me.
And I don't recall what he said.
Over the last month, I have driven by the property multiple times and have not,
Right.
have
Right.
not the resident performing any automotive repairs or indication of an automotive repair business. There are multiple unregistered vehicles visible from the road. There is not an excess amount of rubbish visible from the road. I am unable to verify the complainant of excess rubbish on the property, as it is not visible from the road or from the complainant's driveway. The complainant has provided a photo of the property from overhead, which I cannot legally use. As far as the number of sheds, this may be a zoning violation of impervious surface. And the issue of some of the sheds being on the complainant's property is not a town issue.
True, oh, that's true. But that sounds like a determination to me.
Yeah, but he.
I'd like to have it right, I think.
Well, it is in writing, it's in
She
his
just
report.
read his report
That
from
is
last
his
meeting.
Did he write that report?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes.
that's Steve's
Would you like-
report last month.
I thought it
Would you
was
like-
just him talking. So he wrote
That's
that?
his report. That's his
You just-
report.
He just quoted from his report.
I just
so-
quoted from his report. Would you like me to print it up for you?
Yeah, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, so I remember reading it as Mariah.
I read it.
right, That's where that confirms what he said to us, which is that he didn't see evidence of an automotive repair business. He also said that that there's not an excessive amount of rubbish and it's not visible from the road.
no, he said there's not excessive that is visible from the road.
Yeah,
He didn't say, and it is not visible. It is visible. He did not
It's just
say.
not in excess.
Yeah,
you know,
He said
yeah,
he saw
the-
3 cars, but the bags of trash weren't visible from there.
there's,
That's what he said.
what do you think he said? What are you saying?
What I thought I heard her say was that there were 3 cars on the property, but the he couldn't confirm the bags of trash because they weren't not visible from the road.
I'm gonna read it again. I have it too.
Yeah,
Okay, so, all right, I'm going to say, I want this resolute, I would like to see it cited. And then there can be an argument about it, if there's some action, there's nothing that we can do to help this particular, we will have other complaints, we have over the years complaints about houses and this and that. and
Yeah.
We have a list, so part of the problem is, if you want, part of the problem is, what's the definition of rubbish? What, how
It's in
many
the law.
pounds, what,
it's in the law.
what is it?
It's
What is it?
inside stuff outside
Yeah.
is
That's-
is junk. Outside stuff outside is not junk unless it's not in condition to be used. So like lawn furniture, you know, play set, no, that is not junk if it's in condition to be used. If it's broken and lying about, then it becomes junk. If it's inside stuff and it's outside for more than a month,
Right.
like a refrigerator, a couch,
Remember that thing
chairs, you know,
On that.
that's junk because it's not meant to be outside.
Okay, well, what, the one problem might be in here that it uses the word excessive.
Yes, and of course, that's not necessarily his call.
Right.
You know, the law doesn't say
That may help.
how much junk is too much junk. It just says, you know, junk is not allowed where you can see it.
But it is he and his position who determines
Which ones to go after
if
unless
there's a
we,
vi-
unless
if
we
there's a
direct.
violation,
Yeah.
he's the one who determines if there's a
There is a
violation.
violation.
It has to be on a way to.
Well, he is unless. And again, he didn't say that he didn't, he didn't think prosecution was warranted, how I read that.
Well,
I've been unable to
Right.
verify the complaint of excessive rubbish. But you know what, there's no mention of the word excessive in the law.
right. That's why I said, we have to have a definition that's more clear than what's there, but.
Well, as it is not visible from the road.
Well, that's, okay, if there's a heavy snowstorm, it's not visible. If there's a lot of weeds and things, it's not visible.
When the leaves are down,
Right, so there's a seasonal issues.
right,
And that doesn't solve the problem of the person who is next door who's saying, in this case, that the property value has been low, his own property value has been lowered because of this.
yeah.
So, and that's not the only time we're gonna hear that. I know that probably the same thing for the West Miller Road.
Yeah.
The things I've heard from her. The
Mhm.
fact is that if we wait on we do not look like we are effective if we just keep saying these things aren't bad enough. And if we say, well, there's lots worse stuff, believe me, I know there's lots worse stuff. But when is it that how bad does it have to be? And how many complaints do there have to be before we do something? I think that people are happy to see that we started to do something.
Yeah, and I think we should continue to do something.
Well, this is one that has been requested for,
Yeah, this is the squeaky wheel trying to get some grease. And if, absent the squeaking, we might not choose to pursue this one. But that doesn't mean that we can't pursue this one, because it's, just because there are 15 other violations that are worse, doesn't mean that we can't go after this one.
that's right.
Mm.
There's probably some right down the road from, I'm pretty sure I could cite one right down the road around the
Mhm.
curve on Nelson that I saw.
I mean,
I mean, if he's got 3 vehicles that aren't running, that
Well, if
is a
they're,
violation.
only if they can't be, they're not in condition. You don't have to be, well, if they're not running, yeah, if they're not in running condition.
Right.
um,
If they don't have a license that's operating, it's not in running condition. It's
Not
running.
necessarily, I mean, you
Well, it
could,
might be able to be operable. It
Yeah,
just
it
hasn't
would have
been
to-
made illegal.
Licensed.
A lot of, well, then we can go around and see if the tires
Dilapidated,
are flat.
broken, abandoned, or not in condition to be used.
Yeah, I
That would
mean,
have to be determined.
that was the language I wrote for that, because I was trying to avoid having people be in violations simply because they have a vehicle that they sort of
Well, having one vehicle,
set aside and it's
No.
not licensed, but it could be,
right,
The rule.
but he was talking maybe 3 or
Yeah, there's
4,
more than
you know, I
one.
mean,
Yeah,
The one that I saw was quite a while ago, it was on blocks.
yeah,
So, I mean, the thing is, none of us, the goal of the town, as far as my part of feel, how I feel about it, I don't want to go after people either. And a lot of times there's financial constraints, as there may well be in this condition,
Mhm.
this one. But that's why you had suggested helping people fix up instead of.
mhm.
And then the other, I mean, some people have unlicensed vehicles because they are collectors, but they have them stored. They have them taken care of in garages that.
Sometimes, I mean, I
all he
got,
has to do is put up a fence.
right, exactly, hide behind the fence.
It's not like this is a lot to
And I
ask.
got a neighbor who's got, 2, but they're behind the house.
What'd you say?
I have a neighbor with 2, old vehicles, neither of which is anywhere near in condition to be used, but he bought them with the hope that he would restore them, but they're just
That's how
sitting
it
there.
happened.
Yeah,
That's how it happens with, I'll get this because I might need it.
well, there's that too, yeah.
Yep,
And what we said in the law is, well, have it if you want, but keep it out of sight.
right, and it's not out of sight.
No, so I mean, so the resolution here is either put up a fence or get rid of it.
Well, that could go, we could say that to him, write a citation that says, there's been complaints, it needs to be hidden, you want to keep that stuff, you have to have fences constructed.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the way you and I might handle this would be to go talk to the guy and say, look, you're in violation of the law. You either have to get rid of the stuff or you gotta get it so that it can't be seen.
But we haven't done it, that, and we've
And
been,
no, that's to say, that's the, but Steve seems to be disinclined to talk to.
Then we need to
people.
hire
Right.
somebody who will do it.
that's right, that's the option, that's what's the next part of that lawsuit. Just so we've talked about it before. I mean, and it might win, might not, might win, but it's gonna cost money.
Yeah, it always does.
I mean, doing a beginning of a citation may help forestall, and it also may make it apparent that we do, in spite of the fact that we find this pretty tasteless and not fun, but we also know that what people say about Danby, what people say about this and that, this is you know, we're supposed to be
Don't
caring.
be Danby.
I know.
God.
Don't you remember, that was, this guy was killed,
The one up by the intersection.
there's a fellow who was killed in a car accident.
Oh,
Came and complained about the speeding up there too.
um,
There was two
He-
couples.
yeah, I'll get it in a little.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, but anyway, he was, his dirty dumpy Danby, that was his phrase.
What?
Dirty dumpy Danby, yeah, that was his phrase.
Well, they had a junkyard up there.
Yeah,
Not, they didn't, but their neighbors.
yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah,
That they complained
And
about
we didn't.
nothing, you know, but the person had a fence.
yeah. Yep. So it's kind of like a number of other places where my first step would be to talk to him and see if he can get him to comply, rather than have the first thing being, you know, a summons to appear in court.
Right.
But how do we get there from here?
I don't know, we've had code officers in the past that would do that.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
John, what's his
and-
name, would just gone up and talked to him.
um,
But we don't have one right now who does that.
The complainant told me that the code officer who started to write things was the Norman.
John, that was
John
John Norman?
Yeah, I don't.
He was
know
a former police officer. He didn't have any problems going to talk to somebody.
Didn't have problems talking.
He was a former police officer. He had no problem with going up and talking to somebody.
Well, we have a problem.
Mhm. Yeah, we have.
And it doesn't, it's not a matter of whether we like each other or not. We have a problem. And we don't know how to handle it because it's not fun. That's the problem. I mean,
Well,
this one's a pretty easy one. It's, you know,
well, it's not easy because because of the uncertain ownership of the property. I mean, and you know, I mean, I've heard this from the neighbor at length about how, and we looked into it too, which does make it more complicated to try to prosecute, because, you know, who's the property owner? The house has been sitting in limbo for ever since his father died. You know, there's what, $165,000 worth of liens against it for medical bills or something, and, you know, the house might end up being foreclosed on eventually, but it hasn't happened yet. And in the meantime, who to go after? And if, you know, who to go after? Who even owns the place?
well, maybe we get a little help with a little legal help by making the attempt to cite him. It's clearly not changed since he's been there.
Yeah, right.
Now this is the same argument that you were not happy with, that we've discussed about if you're the owner and your tenants make a lot of noise.
Yep.
And does that mean that just people can just run roughshod because well, I'm not.
I think we
saying
should be
bad.
citing the one who's making, whose junk it is, rather than the property owner anyway.
Well, then you should be perfectly happy to do a citing of him.
Yeah,
Otherwise-
I am, you know, if we can, because I mean, he's the problem, not the.
So where do you propose that we find out if we can? Because I want something to happen, I want us to do something. And then you can all vote me down. That's fine. We just have to start.
No, well, yeah, we could, but I don't think we're inclined to.
Well, how do you propose to find out if we can? Because Steve, not the answer. Is it? Do we
Well, I
have
mean,
to ask Guy? Do we?
Right, we're jumping to enforcement, you know, the citing somebody for violation.
Yep.
Without having actually talked to him about the fact that he's in violation, and unless you do something, we're going to cite you. Which is what we did with Steve.
Well, then it's not gonna happen because Steve won't go. So
No,
we'll do
okay, so I'm just saying, you know, let's recognize that's what we're doing. We're skipping that step and going directly to, we're gonna cite you for violating the law.
Mhm.
And so the motion, as you presented, is that we do that. We cite him, well, it should be clear. Well, maybe we should make it clear that it's gonna be either the owner or the person who's responsible for creating the problem, who's going to be cited, and we'll work that out with Guy, I guess, who to go after. I don't think there's any way to go on the owner side, but there's a person causing the problem that you can.
Well, if the house is not owned by anybody and the taxes are not paid or whatever,
Mhm.
then what do you do? When taxes aren't paid and it goes to foreclosure, then you go up to the
After a
bank.
certain number of years.
Then what do you do? Because the thing is, it takes, you know, if the taxes go unpaid
Goes
for
to
4
public
years,
sale.
then the county forecloses.
Yep.
And then it goes up for property sale. And any liens against it get satisfied at sale if they can.
Right,
And if they can't, then you know, then you're just out of luck. So I mean, if we go ahead and, well, we should probably review what the law says, but do you remember? What happens if they don't respond? Do we have the option like we do with the demolition, or just say, well, we'll do it, we'll go on your taxes? Mariah, you had the law up there on the screen.
Yeah,
You can put it back up.
I'm not sure that,
Zoning officer, well, the code officer would file a written complaint signed by the complaining party, if other than the code officer, with a town justice specifying the conditions, acts, or omission constituting a violation, and the name and address of the real property owner, occupant or other person charged with the maintenance of the property, and the code officer shall issue and serve. I mean,
Yeah,
I did I don't have it with me. I did up that chart. What happened to it?
which,
That talked about what happened either with the dilapidated building or with
junk?
this junk stuff. It was a 1 page on each, on the
Okay.
steps.
remember that, but I don't know what happened to it either. Mariah has it, there was a records officer, I'm sure she,
okay, so I'm opening this chart. I think that's only derelict houses. Can you hear me? But here's the law.
junk law, right?
Yes, I believe this is the junk law.
Put it.
and I see Gary's here, so I know what happens is that the answer comes back down to, they don't do anything, we can't collect on them, but if we don't even make the effort, we can't even say that,
No, it's true.
and we.
I did
Okay,
that up
so, yeah, okay.
that first time we had a conversation with.
So this is
Steve.
what constitutes junk. As I described.
Well, they're that non-biodegradable.
Mhm. So, you know, inside stuff, outside stuff is non-conditioned for you,
Yeah.
inside stuff which doesn't belong outside.
Right.
Non-biodegradable rubber for trash, which means like plastic bags.
Well, it's actually right, it's sort of right here. Equipment, machinery, outdoor use in state of disrepair, or broken or abandoned.
Yeah,
Equipment, machinery, indoor use on property for more than 30 days.
yeah,
Non-biodegradable trash or rubbish.
yeah.
Right.
Doesn't say how much.
No, it doesn't.
Biodegradable trash in front and side yard for more than 30 days. Construction debris more than 1 year.
One of my brush piles down by the road. Which I've been trying to build there so that I pass the.
Don,
Sightline.
what was his last name? Dick
I'm gonna
Graham?
put a
He
fence in
was
front of it.
was the chair of the planning board at the time.
Who?
Was it Don Graham? He lived on Miller Road, just one house up.
Oh,
He and I put this together.
Anyway,
Anyway, he wanted he didn't want compost piles in the front yard. So we had the brush piles that are still in there, but
Back up, where would, the one.
Yeah,
thing
there's
was
no
okay, so-
composting pile in the front or side yard.
Mariah, can you go back up a bit? Back up to that, freestanding one. Wait, stop right there. Number 3 is
And we've
freestanding.
got somebody who's got what looks like maybe composting piles everywhere.
yeah,
On the one on Miller?
Yeah,
Yes, it's hideous.
yeah.
so,
Well, I've got brush piles. But
well, Steve should be part of this conversation.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think, so that's why I think we should have something
if
more
he-
explicit.
If he's not willing to participate,
well, so scroll down, Mariah, what the enforcement parts of it.
boring ashy.
So the code officer is entitled to enforce it. I could see this is a lot like watching paint dry if you're an observer.
Yeah, really.
Well, they say we never do anything, we have to do everything.
Yes, yes.
But I'm concerned about, there's been all the discussion, and when we cite, I think we need to be much more specific. So before the meeting, we should have it written down what we're citing for, and we should have Steve. If Steve is not willing and we go override him, we need to make sure we follow everything exactly appropriately. So he could be here, that we could request him here at the next meeting to discuss this issue and let him know what it is so he can do another check too.
I feel that we've done that.
Yeah, we have.
I feel we've done that multiple times. And so,
But the other thing is that part of it is that the complainer has.
Here we go, right.
Has, if they get no satisfaction from the enforcer, they can come to the town board. So, I mean, whether the town board can order Steve to cite, is that it? Or does a town board isn't?
Well, I mean, where is that section?
The owner,
I thought the appeal of findings of no violation by the code officer. Any person who has,
Yeah.
wait, your,
may
Sorry.
appeal to the town board at one of its regular meetings, a case where the code officer has issued a finding that no violation of this law has been found or refuses to act on that person's complaint.
Yeah.
Supporting proof of the existence of the violation, photographs, whatever, other neighbors may be provided by the person appealing to the town board.
yeah,
Town board shall make any reasonable investigation that is deemed necessary and shall arrive at a decision either to instruct the code officer to process the complaint in accordance with the subsection A or to dismiss the complaint. So,
so here we are, right, so could you scroll up just a bit, Mariah, because that's no, the other way. Scroll down, I guess the better, should you? That's what we were just reading, that appeal.
I have a copy of a notice of apparent violation. This is from October of 2018, and I have another one that looks like the violation 2015, 2016.
Yeah, Guy said it's too old to be used as a basis for action.
is
Okay,
this a complaint about that property?
Yeah,
correct.
yeah,
Okay,
They're from the code officer, John Nelson,
yeah,
yeah, and the
John
word,
Norman?
John Norman, pardon me.
No, that's all right.
yeah, the word for Guy was too old.
Well, then why can't we
We could do it again.
do it again?
That's what we
That-
initiated the
we-
process.
We can order Steve to do that.
Steve just said it's not enough junk.
Well, then comes this paragraph that Leslie just read.
Yeah.
Appeal the finding of no violation by the code officer. The town board shall make any reasonable investigation as deemed necessary and shall arrive at a decision, either to instruct the code officer to proceed, process the complaint in accordance with section A, or dismiss it. So we've certainly seen lots of photographs and people have looked at it and we could reasonably conclude differently than Steve about whether or not it's,
Right.
you know, worth prosecuting and say, do it.
That's what we've been asked to do.
Mhm.
We've been asked specifically that, slightly different words. I've heard it repeatedly.
Yeah, well, I mean, what you, in substance of your motion is that,
Yes,
you know, proceed with the prosecution.
yep. And this is frankly what Steve almost wants, that he doesn't want to do it. And that's,
No, that's right.
Has he talked with them at all? Has he knocked on their door? I don't think so. I
He
think
did,
said
he did speak with him some time ago. He
probably
doesn't want
do it
to,
again.
he
Well, I
doesn't want to
think I've heard
be,
from-
right.
no,
He doesn't want to be, he doesn't want known who's complaining. He doesn't want to talk to him himself. He
wait,
wants
wait, wait,
us
are
to
we
do.
talking about, no,
I'm sure the
You're
guy
talking-
knows Lieberman's
yes.
the one who's complaining.
I think Leslie was talking about Steve, and you switched to be talking about.
The property owner
complaint.
next door, the neighbor.
Right,
Yes, I thought you, is that not, you were talking about Steve?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Steve doesn't want
right.
to either.
The property owner has been present here doing it.
Yeah,
He came here, he
Well,
said his name,
you
and he
mean-
The
complained.
complaint,
the complainant.
Yes,
Right. No, yeah, I'm talking about the property about which the complaints have been charged. The
you're
one-
saying that he said he doesn't want to go and, you're saying that the complainant doesn't want to talk to him. The
Right.
complainant is afraid to.
Right,
And so then that complainant is left with no support, and we can't, I mean, I think, can't we hire a processor to go with Steve or something like that? I mean, we had a sheriff,
hire
Post this.
somebody to serve papers.
yes.
yeah, when it comes to serving, you know.
You,
Mm.
this law shall apply to pre-existing conditions and violations.
He's in your neighborhood, you
What
wanna
is
go
that?
talk to
Huh?
No, so,
him? No,
no.
I'd go with the policeman. I'll go if a policeman goes with me.
you need a policeman?
I'm
You
not
feel
going
like-
to one by myself.
Yeah.
I'm not going to one on Miller
Miller
Road
Road.
by
I
myself.
would be tempted, I might be able to go to that one.
I'd
Wouldn't
go
to
with
that.
you, but I don't wanna go, one of the things, I'm not going anywhere with somebody who's irritated with us without a witness. I want a witness so that there is corroboration and of what conversations actually.
Oh, that's a good point,
took part.
although you can always record it if you're by
Yeah.
yourself, but.
I would record and a witness.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to have more than one person there anyway.
That's right.
Yeah.
When I went by and took pictures,
Mhm,
he waved at me.
mhm.
I don't remember much more than a wave. I can't
Up
say
there
whether
in
he
Nelson?
grimaced, yeah, or anything like that, but he saw me.
Mhm.
And it wasn't like, come on in. It wasn't, he didn't run in and get a gun.
It was sort of a high,
I don't feel like it was really high. It was more like, I see you
I
out.
see you, yes,
I see you out.
yeah,
It's not like I don't have a recognizable vehicle.
but none of us has had any experience of antagonism, right?
That's not what I remember hearing from
Including
Steve,
Steve.
and I don't know where the information's come from.
Hmm.
About the threat, personal feeling of the personal threat. I mean, from the person who's residing there.
Mhm.
And it may not be, there's a concern, a known concern about a personal threat, but all you have to do is watch the news to say you can't depend on that.
This is true, yeah.
Well, we're already been called comrades,
Yes, but not by him.
you know,
Uh, Well, right now we have a resolution that says cite them. And we can figure out what the mechanism is for doing it. So that's something that we can ask Guy and Julia to,
Right.
figure out who do we go after and how do we do it and do it.
I think that would be a big step forward for this and for lots of the other places that we know that we're getting the complaints about.
Mhm.
And that we have a list of, just as a beginning list even, I mean, there's much more than that list. And then, the other thing is, once again, maybe publishing the junk law, things that, one of the things that I have felt for a long time about real estate sales and a lot of other things, it is, even though let the buyer beware, it's nice if the store says, if you buy this and it breaks, it's not my fault. But if I'm naive about it, or if I buy a property and I can't have like donkeys or giraffes, it's on me that I didn't find out ahead of time. But publishing things periodically and saying, in fact, for our website to periodically remind people, you can find out what you're allowed or not allowed to do in Danby, and what the repercussions are if you have a problem, or how do you go to the town board and ask for help. This help the people.
Yeah, and I think, you say, well, it was there when you moved here. When I moved here, the law was there. People move to Danby now, the law is there.
Right.
It says you can't have this junk, because you have a reasonable expectation that if there's some recourse if you were to buy this.
Right.
And that, I mean, the bottom line is the town is supposed to act if the neighbor complains.
That's right.
Yes,
So
That is where we are.
you hide your mess from your neighbor.
Yeah.
yeah, right. But the neighbor hasn't formally complained.
The neighbor has formally
And
complained.
he's not willing to identify himself and put his name on a piece of paper.
No, Joel.
He stood right here.
Right here in the
He
town
stood
board
here.
meeting, wrote his name on the attendance record and complained out loud to God and everybody. Right? He was sitting back there at the end of that row.
You're right.
He did come.
Yes, he did.
That's formal complaint.
Yep, it could be seen that way.
Plus, I believe we've gotten a recent letter that sounds like a pretty formal complaint to me.
Well, the complaint was about us not enforcing the law, not,
Sounds like a complaint to me. Requesting documents for, let's see about how long it's been, which he has a list of how many times.
oh yeah, I mean, it's a long history here.
Yep.
No question.
How many code officers?
Yep. And of course, it's messy because even if you go back with this same situation, the ambiguous ownership of the house and all that has complicated this case to be prosecuted for as long as I've been around. So it makes it harder to do, but it doesn't make it impossible. I mean, the law reads, the property
You don't know.
or the person
The
doing it.
person is living there.
Yeah, exactly. So, or the person that's living there applies.
Yeah.
So there should be a way to go after the person responsible. So, and that's the motion. Right?
What? Sorry, yes.
That's the
I
motion.
thought there were more words coming.
Could you reread the motion, Mariah, just make sure we got it right?
To cite the resolution 236 of 2025, to cite the property under the town's junk law. It's under, so I'm gonna put 492 Nelson Road. The 492
think-
Nelson Road.
I think
property.
we might want to amend that because it's not
The property
the property.
Okay,
occupant, the property occupant.
Occupant.
oh, very good.
Because the The
And
occupant
you know what, I
decided-
mean, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, and we can look into it, but if Steve's not willing to do that, there's other code officers in the area. I've loaned, Steve has gone and worked at other places when they've needed him. Well, we can, use part of the code budget to hire somebody to do these things. If
We-
he's
we-
unwilling to do it,
We can do to do it.
yeah,
It's in right there in the law.
Right.
yeah,
If he finds one way and we disagree, we can basically tell him to do it.
right,
And that's what we're doing right now.
Right,
yeah.
Yeah,
and
so
it
he,
starts that
so we
way,
better do it, otherwise, it's insubordination, basically.
right? And then the next step would be some other,
Yeah, and Steve hasn't said he's unwilling, he didn't think that it was worth, that it arose.
Right.
to
pretty
the-
sure he said, I'm not going on some of these others. I'm not doing that. So,
Well,
Also though, he did at one
there's a
point
question.
Say- say, that he,
we're big.
realized that he needed to start doing some stuff.
Right, and that's why this.
Is
might
this
be
your
good
house that
company.
we're talking about?
I just have a quick question.
Yeah,
So I know it's not really like my place to say this, but if like the neighbor did.
If you want to say for the record. you
I
need to come
can't,
up.
yeah, you gotta come up to the
So-
table.
If the neighbor did file like a full complaint, like as you said, she was standing like right here and wrote his name down. And it is clear that like there is like trash like visible from the road.
Yeah.
Like what is stopping like the board from that, like taking action against like the house kind of?
That's what we're hashing out.
Exactly.
Hashing out how exactly, but that's the procedure that.
There's, to answer your question, nothing.
Okay.
I look at it as though it's because we have somebody in a position who's supposed to be doing certain things and it's like, well, who wants to do that?
Right,
Nobody I know, so, and he's a nice guy and he doesn't wanna get in fights and.
Yeah.
He doesn't wanna be mean,
Right.
so he doesn't wanna do it, but and I think one time when he met with us, I heard him say, basically, I guess I need to do this.
yes, I
Mhm.
heard that.
So I
Mhm.
think we
Yeah.
need to maybe give him somebody else to go knock on the door,
Mhm.
to go to accompany him, nobody wants to do that.
Right.
Um,
When constabulary duties
Um,
to be done, the policeman's job is not a happy one, Gilbert and Sullivan. So this is not policeman, the code officer, but it basically comes down to, it's no fun being the enforcer. But it's part of the job.
Well, I will say that I believe that once a person has that job and has some success doing something that is uncomfortable and starts getting some positive feedback
kudos, yeah.
for doing that, which will happen.
Mhm.
It will happen. And then other people in the town also can say, well, maybe I better clean up my act and maybe they'll say,
Better
I'm
get a
really
fence."
glad that there's help for me.
Yeah, I better get a fence.
Yeah, I better get a fence, maybe I can get some help now because
Mhm.
I've been unable to get anywhere, which is what we're hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you talk to people, you can find out why things are the way they are. Sometimes there's a good reason. And then you can do something about,
I would get rid of that word good. There is a reason.
well, there's always a reason, right?
Yes, and we can't
Whether
determine whether
it's
it's
good or
or
not, we're
bad.
making
It's
judgment.
just a reason.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So the impetus here is to direct Steve to
Yeah.
enforce. Yeah.
So like if you said there's basically no reason that like we shouldn't like kind of edge this person on a little bit. Like what is your thought process of like providing support to them and like trying to like help them change?
Well, one thought is to have somebody go with the person. I mean, that's probably the easiest, and that's certainly, I think has actually been offered.
Yeah.
But we could do it more formally, find somebody who's bigger than he is. It
Right.
would be really hard to do.
Were you saying help for the person or help for the code officer?
For the person.
Oh,
Helping
for-
the person.
well, no,
Even
okay,
this
that's
co-
different too, that.
This code officer has looked into some of that.
Yeah.
Has talked about finding,
Options
best,
for.
cheaper, or no cost dumpsters.
Yeah,
Catholic Charities was one. place.
Agencies
There's
that are-
Agencies.
yeah,
There's the aging, Office on the Aging. I've called for somebody I know who might need some help with.
yeah,
Yes, we have, thank you for bringing that up
Yeah.
too, which is the other part of,
and he did do that.
yeah.
For the person on South Danby Road.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
Met with him and
Mhm.
gave him a list of agencies in town that could maybe help.
Right.
And, a job. There's a job for you.
Exactly.
You have a job.
I was also wondering, like, what if the person who like needs to clean up their yard, like, kind of needs more hands in order to do that and to make it like a much quicker process?
Yeah,
Right,
Like, how would you guys like kind of like think through the support process for that?
well, I mean, I've often wondered if you couldn't, use the highway trucks or something, to help. I'm thinking about the one house
another,
on Miller.
Mhm.
There's absolutely no way,
like,
I think a private person can deal with what's happened to that property.
I don't either.
It would take, I mean, this yard is just. There's
It's not just the yard, it's
bags
like
of trash,
the
and
front,
who
back.
knows what's in the
feels like
bags,
The lot next door to it.
Do you remember,
everywhere.
do you remember Duke Johansson?
What did you say? What did you say?
Do you remember Duke Johansson on Lee Road? This is probably 20, 30 years ago, maybe,
Huh,
when
I
he had,
remember.
yeah. He used to be a dealer in stuff,
oh, he would go around and pick up stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and he had a whole yard full of stuff
Stuff.
and buildings and so forth.
so he'd clean up somebody else's stuff and put it in his yard.
Well, not exactly, but
Yeah,
and that got dealt with privately,
yeah,
in the end.
but there are people who do that.
Yeah,
Um,
but the trouble is, like
Somebody's gotta pay them,
like in Henry's case, he got stuff, he intended to use it.
yeah,
It happened to all of us, you got stuff that was in good condition to be used, like building materials.
yeah,
They sit around outside long enough, after a while, they're not so usable anymore.
right,
And then they become junk.
right.
Well, your former tenant went and got Pampers just in case there was some charity that needed them and
Yeah.
just piled them up.
Yeah,
I mean, this is,
outside, and then, after
outside.
they're in the weather for a
Right.
while,
Yeah.
it's like, well,
so I think that back to the
Yeah.
question,
yeah.
Yeah,
one of the things that, it isn't in the town's budget to do fix cleanup for people. But it is within our purview to start compiling lists of people who do that, but, and as we know, I'm gonna say this thing, right now, the willingness, that's not the word I want, but to reach out and help people is disappearing. And the ability to do that, because money is being spent on things hugely
Yeah.
that isn't helping people.
What about the outreach, like the Danby programs?
You probably have to speak.
Sorry, what about the Danby programs? Is there any way you'd like outreach through that and see if there's interest in?
The what programs?
The Danby program, like Danby youth
You
program?
mean like the youth program?
Sorry,
So I'm trying to figure what.
We're going to, yeah, you're suggesting we have, once we've identified the need for more hands,
well,
that
mean, that would-
the kids could help clean up the place.
there are a number, and it could involve the Danby Youth Program, but I've worked places or been places where, oh, the sorority or the fraternity needs to do something, and here's 25 guys,
Yeah.
painting a house. And they don't get paid.
Right,
So, I mean, that may, something like that might be,
Yeah,
know,
we could
helpful.
line some of these things up. There are, there are, community service days, sometimes for the incoming freshmen,
Yeah.
Might be kind of fun to go out and clean somebody's yard up.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, or clean somebody's oven or, you know,
Right.
there's the list of things. But I mean, and maybe we could help Steve, add to the list that he's got.
Well, that was got the process that we initiated in order to move things along, yeah.
Along those lines, kind of like volunteering. So, I go to like, Ithaca High School, and I was like wondering or thinking like, if you guys had any like power or influence to like talk with schools about creating volunteer opportunities to help clean up, like places in Danby. Because I know there are a bunch of like Cornell places as well that I volunteer at that like go around cleaning up Ithaca. And if like, I think if like Danby had like a strong like website and influence like Cornell, I think a lot more people would be willing to
Very
help
interesting.
out.
Yeah. The hardest part about this is lining up the opportunities.
Right, well, the individual that I'm helping, I have, I need help. I ended up calling the Office of the Aging and said, I can't, this is not a relative, I don't have any proper permission, although now I do have a little bit with a physician, and that actually netted me a little help, because they have a social worker, little by little, but when it has to be, in some senses, they're two different things. That person is willing to have.
Yeah, the person has to be willing.
In the
Right,
case of
exactly.
the yard on the place on West Miller, that person, this,
They might, I mean, the person's
Possibly.
gotta be overwhelmed. I
Yes.
mean, there's just no way you could even think
No.
about doing that,
Nope.
fixing that.
Yeah, the other issue with,
Louder.
like, youth volunteering is that you do need someone to oversee that. and
Yeah.
You also need like people working, so.
okay.
Yes, and
did
you also need to worry about things like liability and.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for Mariah's sake, you were asking if there were a way the town could help organize or help oversee these projects.
Or
Is
somebody
that what
would
you're
need
saying?
to.
Yeah.
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 These are good ideas that go
Things
out
will make
into.
it shit.
When you go home and you fall asleep and you wake up in the middle of the night with an idea, write it down so you don't forget, and then make sure your idea comes to us. But that's the other thing about these meetings. Right now, we have a small group out there, but it's really perspective, and your youthful perspective is really helpful. I mean, that's one of the things when you said clean up Ithaca, that phrase is a phrase that is important.
Like I personally really like helping out like the community, and I think Danby would be like the same way, that a lot of people would actually volunteer to try and like make it a lot prettier.
Yeah. Right, well, and Dan's not
Could
here
have
now,
a
but we have you,
brigade of some sort,
What's
what'd
that?
you say?
a brigade.
Yeah, so
Danby brigade.
Cornell has the beauty brigade.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, they go around like gardening and cleaning up Ithaca.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. There's the
Yeah.
beautification, yeah. That's like more of a gardening
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
I appreciate your ideas coming in, and I think this has probably been a really interesting meeting for you to be in.
Mhm.
We don't usually have a lot of time to talk about things or to argue about things.
Yeah.
Right,
Because we have too many things on the agenda.
Yeah.
Tonight, we
We
did.
have a really light agenda.
right.
But,
Yeah, the first half of the meeting was very like.
Well, I can't hear you. You gotta move up to the table. Put your chair up just a little
Not
bit.
hearing you.
Either louder or just come
Yeah.
over closer to.
where do you live?
I live one house outside of Danby.
Ah.
So yeah, I'm the last out in Ithaca.
Oh, okay.
I'm East Miller.
You're in East Miller?
So it's kind of cool to have you both here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the motion has been made and amended. So it now directs the code officer in effect to pursue the violation that we insist exists
Yeah,
on that property on Nelson Road. Ready for vote?
I am.
Yeah. Okay, Mariah.
Connors,
yes,
Hunter,
Yes.
Woodworth,
Yes,
Gagnon,
Yes.
thank you.
and it would be really nice to try and figure out. We have a group, of course, it's a youth group, right, that does the flower bed out here.
It's not the youth commission youth group.
No, it's a
No, no, the
Different,
Danby
yeah.
Yeah, it's a
It's
different group.
Youth Garden Group.
Yeah.
Sorry.
garden.
Yeah.
But it would be, I don't know, maybe there's. I'm trying to think of who could spearhead, sort of.
What's your first name
oversee.
again?
Tanner,
What is it?
Tanner?
Tanner,
Tanner suggested that we try and reach out with the high school and suggest some kind of, you wrote it down, right? What he
The high
said.
school, yeah,
Could we,
um,
right,
not like a deal, but like kind of have influence on like a lot of volunteer opportunities.
right,
'Cause
that,
I know a lot of people like personally that want to get hours in for volunteering as well.
Yeah, we're required to do like minimum community service hours.
Yeah, and like people in the
The
National
more
Honor
options we
Society.
have, the better, especially if they're like local.
Mhm.
okay, Mariah, did you get that at all? She
Uh,
said, they said,
Oh. The
All I
more,
need to scooch up. There you go.
yeah, the more volunteer opportunities that the kids in high school have, the better, because we have to get a minimum community service hours in. So especially if they're like local, like
Yeah.
within our town, it's yeah, better, easier.
yeah,
do you like to garden?
Oh, my family does a bit of farming, so yeah. I give a share.
Did she put her name and her phone number down?
I think I think it's very encouraging to hear the suggestion that if we did, that creating opportunities for people to volunteer
Right.
would be good to do.
But I mean, I was thinking of, not just high school, but maybe the church or,
Yeah.
there's gotta be, there's the Waldorf school, I don't know if they do anything.
I mean,
just-
what we
they just
should
move up to
think
eighth
about
grade.
is what do we need to do in order to facilitate it? But we have to both create the opportunity, in other words, we have to identify where there's a
Find
need,
somebody,
and a willingness.
yeah,
And then then what we need to do is provide the framework for it to happen, which is to say, in terms of addressing the liability and concerns about what happens if somebody gets
Well,
hurt.
we wouldn't have to, I don't think, it could, but the town doesn't have to own the thing. There's lots of groups that go out and do this stuff.
Well, yeah, so
Um,
that's part of the
But
task.
to find some place or some organization
Yeah.
that would like to do that.
Yeah, it has the wherewithal to do it.
Yeah,
More.
One more thing regarding like volunteer opportunities. So I think we're both in government classes.
Mhm.
I know I am. And we like need a requirement of 9 hours of volunteer work.
Huh.
And they provide us with like a sheet where like the volunteer opportunities.
Huh.
I think like if like Danby can get their name on like one of those sheets, that would really help a lot.
Huh.
Cause like they give us the resources, and I think a lot of people would kind of prefer doing like a little outdoor work than like maybe like stuffy indoor things.
Yeah.
If you're an outdoor person, yeah, some of us are.
Would it be helpful if someone from like the high school reached out to you guys
sure.
to get that?
I'm not turning down any help or any ideas, anybody who's willing to. Yeah,
We'd need to, there might be other, sort of like gardening things that could go on, but
Well, yeah, we could do
things
this with
like
people that help
helping
paint the
people
gazebo.
Cleaning up, huh?
You could do this with people that help paint the gazebo.
Yeah, that's true.
But I like the
Would that
idea
count?
of trying to reach out beyond
Yeah.
the Danby things and show
Yeah.
that people, show people in, oh, I didn't need to write it up. Oh, I know
Oh,
why
no,
that's,
yeah.
it's trash paper.
Oh,
That Danby, I think the big picture is we're try to create an environment where it's apparent that Danby actually does care about its appearance and its welcoming nature.
Mhm.
And there are many ways to do that, and one of them is having it be a welcoming place to drive through and say, wow, let's stop here, let's go look at that flower over there, or look at oh, that tree fell down last week and now it's picked up. You know, there are lots of ways to make a place look like a place that you want to live
Yeah.
or go play in or anything like
Yeah,
that.
right. Where there's pride of ownership.
Yep.
And we could do things like have a community clean up. We do roadside cleanup, which is a nice
Right.
start. Yeah.
we could do it in somebody's yard.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there are lots of problems with doing that. I mean, I've done plenty of that cleanup where you have to wear gloves. You're not allowed to touch anything. Don't dump any bottle if you can pick up a bottle. Not allowed to dump out the fluid because you don't know what it is. Be careful what the items are. So that requires some kind of safety protocol or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, and a lot of like materials and stuff, like,
But
and a lot of materials and stuff.
Yeah.
like,
Right.
lots of
Yeah.
fabrics, Yeah.
yeah, so the first idea is to take your suggestions and your presence and your willingness and be glad that you're here. And that it's all of this is going to be in the minutes for this.
Right.
Whatever I was able to get it, what you said. So if you have things you think they're really important, send a little note in too. You can do it on the website, on the how can we help you box in the front page. Is that a good place? Yeah.
Sure.
Because you're helping us.
Or just email clerk's office.
Yeah.
dan@ny.gov. We'll get it to the right place.
Yeah, I'm wondering how many organizations have the legal framework built in so that their members or they can volunteer.
Well,
And-
the Yuga Hiking Club does. That's what I was thinking about when, if you want to volunteer, and Jason Norman are the ones for that's not his name. The ones who do the cleanup in the parks, only certain people are allowed to run the chainsaw, they have to go together.
Yeah.
And anytime you volunteer, you have to sign a sheet.
The waiver of liability.
Yeah, which doesn't mean anything, but at least it's, it's supposed to point out that.
You're volunteering, you might get hurt, don't look arrested to do it.
Right. Right. Don't do stupid stuff when you're volunteering,
Yes.
is what it really means. Don't be stupid on this volunteer stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I helped David Priester on tree cuttings, and he told me that I needed to make sure that I had a rock to throw at him in case something bad, because he couldn't hear me. It never even
Oh.
occurred to me. He had the helmet and ear.
Yes.
He said, you have to have a rock or a stick that you can actually throw at me
Yeah,
to stop me. So I didn't know that before. You learn.
yeah, right. Ted.
Yeah, I've been listening to your conversation, and I certainly don't want to encourage you to go for past your 8 o'clock deadline. But you very thoroughly examined the options for action under the town's property maintenance law. And I think, you've got a sticky situation, and I think you've come to a reasonable resolution of it. Wouldn't it be nice if you had a similar law that takes the onus away from individual residents and provides for the town to be able to take action on, say, noise. End of question.
Yeah. It's in the hopper.
Yep, and special events and
Yes,
Hanover and.
yeah.
I feel like that'd be a really good idea, but I feel like there'd be like a lot of like pushback from like the people of Danby, because like kind of like,
No kidding.
yeah, it's like we're like a mixed kind of role.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I do think it would work, but I don't think people would be happy and might post it a lot and try to get it changed back. Cause like me personally, like I love my yard and I would not want like random people kind of coming in and like planting a tree or creating power lines like and cutting down a tree, like in my yard.
Yeah,
Yep,
we'd have to find people who wanted help
right.
or trees or.
And the balance is respecting the people all around your yard who don't like the bizarre thing that you have that has, like, for instance, out near Skinny-Avalis, there's a weird outdoor art thing and it has a giant hypodermic needle and weird stuff. And I might not really like that right next door to me. So that's the balance of the.
Yeah, there's like a house on Giles Street in Ithaca where there's like a
I
really,
like that.
really big lion in it. And I find that really cool, but I could also see how some
He's
people,
got other sculptures. too.
yeah, some
So
people could find
sometimes
that
he has a spider.
weird or distracting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Artwork is very often covered by freedom of speech.
that's true.
Yeah. And it doesn't make any noise.
And and critical opinion aside, it's generally not garbage.
Yeah, although one person's art.
Yeah.
The thing up there by Skinny-Avalis has been there a long time and it's well known and it's just, but yeah.
Yeah,
But that's way out on a very wide property, not right next door to, not in a tight community.
mhm.
It's worth going to see if you haven't seen it. It's on. Right, Bart, that's not something road near Skinny-Avalis. I can't
We
remember
have-
the road right now.
We have
It's on the map.
some people on a road that I travel in Danby frequently, not Durfee Hill. But you know, the red hearts,
Yes, be kind.
yeah, it says be kind.
Yeah.
Well, there's doesn't
Yeah,
say
it doesn't
be
say
kind.
that.
No, yes,
You got, the guy called you, right?
yeah.
Yeah. It's, you know, it's like, what? You know, cause it's
Double
F
take.
off. And it's like, wow, oh, that's just so. And there's like two people who live next door to each other. Jonathan and I were arguing about the
Feud.
red sign and it's like, there are two of them. And it's like, what is that?
Sounds like a feud to me.
I don't know. It's a feud with the people driving by. I don't.
We have one more item to deal with
Yep.
on the agenda. The data storage question,
What is it?
the data storage. Our
Oh, yeah,
servers
I think we should.
running out of room, yeah.
What? Yeah, it's not.
Right,
yeah,
you wanna
it's
speak to
really
this?
serious.
know.
We're out of room on the data storage. We've been quoted a very expensive data. I can bring up this email. I said, why are you quoting me this expensive one? From TCNS, it's $1,500 plus $400 a month maintenance.
$400 a
400 a year, pardon me.
Oh, yeah, that's
Whoa.
way better, yeah.
Right, you know, there's a lot of words here. Let me put them on the screen.
I'll read them.
So it's a one-time, I mean, the $1,500 is for basically more space.
One device and $400.
Yes, Yes, so we have 1 TB. This would give us 4 TB. That's an awful lot of space.
Yeah, that'll last for a
Probably
while.
be another 5 or 10 years. Um,
Hmm.
What does the $400 buy us?
Data requires a minimum of agreeing to pay for 2 agents, which is why the monthly online backup storage shows us $410 per month. Oh my gosh, it is a month.
That's off the wall.
No, no.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, so this person can, if you have questions, Derek is the person that, will answer any questions. I asked him if I could give, out his, email and he said yes. So if you would like to get a hold of him and talk to him about this, data storage, this is above my pay grade.
Is this our only option?
Well, I'm wondering, you know,
From
we
TCNS, I mean, when I went over to Amazon and said, 4 TB of storage, it was, I don't know, $250, $300. So
Google
I,
charges $10 a month for 2 TB.
right, so
so what are we doing here? We're talking about on-site storage versus cloud. Wait, is this just to add in-house storage? Because I mean, our server is basically a computer. It's got stuff stored on it. We're running out of space. We're not paying anybody right now to put things on it. Well, how come when we make a change, you're going to be paying somebody $400 a month to do what we're not spending anything on now?
Wait a minute, that's not.
What am I missing?
If that were the case, if nobody were putting something on it.
Oh, we're putting it on, but I say when we don't have anybody managing it in.
Well, they're trying to do, I mean, but that is, as Mariah, they've said it's not something. Doing it.
Do we need it?
I don't know this is the first time, and I don't really know anything either, but if you wanted me to help you find some other. Why are they charging us that much, or
Proposing to, yeah.
what other companies?
What are other towns doing?
I don't know, good question.
Yeah, what
So we've inherited until recently, well, until TCNS,
Yeah.
I think, maybe a little bit before. All of our data storage was in-house. And then, the trend, which is not just Danby, but the trend is to have more and more stuff stored in the cloud and not in-house. I'm getting a sense that we have a lot of duplication. With some of the stuff is now it's stored both in-house and in the cloud. In case something goes wrong, we got it in more than one place. Do we need both?
Is the county still doing the archiving?
Hmm?
Is the county still doing the archiving?
For the Laserfish stuff,
Laserfish?
yeah.
yeah,
There's a lot of other stuff besides that, though. Where do we keep our stuff? It used to be with all paper and it was in boxes or files and we would sort through
It
it
doesn't cost
from the
anything.
retention schedule and then you keep some of it and you throw some of it out. Now we're doing it electronically and we're doing theoretically the same thing, but we have someplace to put it. And it can be local, with like having file cabinets. We got a server, just put the computer with the stuff stored on it. Or it could be in the cloud. More and more, they want you to put stuff in the cloud. To get paid regularly to keep it there.
Well, there's no safety in any of this, because there's no safety in having it where a fire comes, which already happened. Or
Yeah,
flood, which already.
well, I mean, there's
So-
downsides to both. Yeah.
Well, and the same problem with things in the cloud, we don't know. This is the problem of computers, is as technology changes, some things aren't, the accessibility changes, and I don't know that anybody knows the answer to that part. But back to the, as far as the duplication, I don't know whether we could, do you think that's part of it, Mariah?
that's part of it. Security, absolutely.
Duplication.
Say again?
Duplication.
In other words, having things both in the cloud and on a server.
Well, no, I don't mean that.
Oh, you
I
don't?
think of duplication when they tell you, when you look at your phone and it says you should combine all these pictures. Now, how much duplication of our stuff is it, no matter where it is? Is that an issue is my question.
You mean excess?
How many,
copies of
how
things?
many, how many files do we have of Catherine's dogs having a license? It should be one file, but there may be 2 or 3 or 4 places that
We are trying to reduce some redundant files. We are working
Redundancy.
on that.
do you think there's a way to get help with that? That
Well-
might be helpful. I don't know. I'm just throwing out.
Geez, we pay them enough. TCNS should be able to help us with that. What are they helping us with? Just an idea. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. It looks like it needs further investigation.
Yeah, it definitely needs investigation.
Wow, $400 a
Okay.
month.
Well,
Mm.
I can work on it. Maybe I can ask Tyler to give me a hand.
That's a
Good
thought.
idea.
He might have some relevant expertise.
Good idea.
Good.
Okay,
All right. Well, we ran out of time.
very good.
So the agenda having been completed, there's several things for next time, but don't have to ask about.
Nope.
So, meeting adjourned. Thanks all for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tanner, for showing up.
Thank you so much. It's very
Yeah.
interesting.
So, wait till you get into your government class. And say, you should, they're really young.